We're live! Hi, how you doing, folks? It's good to see you. Hey, wasn't really totally planning to do a live video tonight. No, I'm not talking about some casting on some CW show or some hoo-ha like that. No. I am talking about, here we go. I don't know how well you can see that. There we go. There we go. It is a success by Kickstarter standards. And this is really excellent news. I'm very happy about it. Some of you out there watching this video have, hey, Chris, thank you. Hey, Chris is back. Thank you, Chris. You have been wonderful. Everybody watching this now, if you backed this project, if you shared it, if you've just given me words of encouragement, thank you. That has meant a lot to me. Your humble comic book creator and mediocre YouTuber makes me very happy that I'm not doing this in a vacuum. I'm not doing it for myself. Other people are paying attention and liking it, and I'm doing this for us. I'm going to make a cool comic book, and it's kind of a story and a character and characters in a universe that's been kind of buzzing in my head forever. And the last few years where the book has been kind of in limbo have been hell, and I'm so excited to get her back on the road here. Thank you, Marion McDaniel. I appreciate that. And this definitely helps get the ball rolling again, because the plan is to do the series on a quarterly basis. And if you followed any like smaller like independent books, you know, regular release schedule that a lot of us do. And when the first time around when Red Knight was with Primal Paper Comics, I did a pretty good job for the first 6 issues getting him out there. It was about around anywhere between 3 to 5 months in between issues, and I was very proud of that. And to that, the book I think looks better than it's ever have. Even the trade paperback version. I think this looks. The pages look gorgeous. All right, now the work starts. I'm going to Lindsay and I are going to get together. I have to collect the names of the backers because we're going to have a thank you page in the first issue, thanking anybody who backed this project. We got to collect those names and get them put together, and then the PDF will be ready. That means we'll be able to send it off to the printer. We'll probably send it off to the printer maybe sometime this week. You know, barring of course how quick we can you know, put things in place. And we got some backer reward stuff, like some of the backers are getting like pop figures, stickers, buttons. I think there was a couple T-shirts mixed in there. We'll be doing that, and oh boy, this is great. Now, I have a few announcements. I'm going to be making them over the course of the next couple of weeks. I got some cool stuff I've been kind of sitting on with Red Knight, and I really kind of wanted to wait until we got this Kickstarter out of the way, so we can, you know, move on to talking about what else. The date, of course, the first issue is going to go out first to the Kickstarter backers, and then after that, it'll be made public. Haven't nailed down a date yet. It would be great if we could do all of this in August, but I don't know. Probably, realistically, the comic for the general public will probably be out in September, maybe. Once we get that figured out, then we can figure out a more like realistic schedule for the series. I also have some couple of con appearances I'm making later this year. I'm going to wait for another few days before I start you know, talking about those appearances. And I got like other stuff in the Red Knight universe to talk about. There's some really cool crap coming down the road, and like I want to also thank, you know, my crew, my wife Lindsay, who is like somewhere around there. There she is. And let's see, my artists JC Grande, Shiloh Penfield, James Harmon, Forrester Radlett, all you guys make my work look great. And you're beautiful people, and I love all of you. You're extremely talented. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alex Breen, who has been a terrific editor on the book, he has been immensely helpful putting this series together, along with Lindsay and me. And oh yeah, hey Chris. Chris says hello to you. Hello. And yeah, I can't wait for you to read it, Chris. I've been wanting you to read this book for a while, so I'm really happy to see. The first, I guess I'll get this out there. We are reprinting issues 1 through 8, and they'll all be in color instead of black and white. There is some refining to the editing. I've trimmed some of the fat as far as some of the chunky dialogue is come across, because a couple of issues here and there, it's like, yeah, I could trim that. I could trim that. It's gonna some of off a little less Bendis, a little more Gail Simone, if that makes any kind of remote sense. For those of you who haven't been too familiar with the series, the first 3 issues are story arc. Issue 1 starts that, and of course there's series. Issue 4 through 6 are single issue stories that will kind of like build on a theme, and then issue 7 starts a new story arc, which we haven't started coloring that one yet. Let's see, 6, 7, and 8 need to be colored. 1 through 5 are colored, and actually 1 through 4 are pretty much all set. So we got a lot of work ahead of us, and this is kind of, I want this to kind of be sort of my second job for the time being, because I really love it and I want to keep doing it. So yeah, all right. If anybody, just wanted to make this small announcement that the Red Knight Kickstarter was successful. If anybody had any questions, now is the time, because I'm not hanging out. I'm not interested in, I got stuff to do. I got a bunch of Red Knight comics to make. All right, so I wanted to tell you personally, thank you. Thank you for backing me. Thank you for supporting me. It means a lot, and I can never repay you. Well, I suppose I can repay you with a good comic book series, which that's the plan. All right, I'm gonna hit the road. So have a good night. Oh, wait, did I get a question? Oh, I got a question. Let's see. Forget that good night stuff. Let's see, Mount Vernon Kid says, congratulations on the Red Knight. Let's see. Oh, is Red Knight non-powered? No. Red Knight, Tom McLean, this is actually a good time to talk to you a little bit about him. I do a lot of talking about making the comic and shit like that, but here's some things about Todd. Tom McLean is, let's see. He's a young man. He's 23 years old. He has grown up in a universe of superheroes. He's a huge fan of them. And through something really horrible that gets explained in issue 3, he develops super strength. He is kind of like in the Spider-Man League. He can lift anywhere between 25 to 30 tons. He is got really tough skin. He's basically kind of bulletproof. He's not totally invulnerable. He's kind of like a Spider-Man or Luke Cage type of super strong. He also has a bunch of kit-bashed weapons, and he has a little money, but not like a lot. So he's sort of like, with the gadgets very cheaply put together, he's sort of like Batman on a budget. And those are kind of his two, those are his two main weapons, super strength and his very cheap gadgets. And they're helped put together by his uncle, Nathan, who is kind of like a weapons expert, but he's kind of down on his luck too. And we'll also meet Martha Brown, who is a Norfolk police detective, And she is extremely well trained in dealing with superpowered people, and she is an expert detective, a highly trained martial artist. She is an expert at any type of firearm, blade. She knows her stuff, and she's also quite a strategist. Let's see, there is more questions here. I guess not. So the first issue deals with Red Knight trying to make a break out of it, and doesn't quite work out. And he gets like both the mafia and the police department kind of on his tail right off the bat. Like, it's not a very successful debut. Let's just say that. I don't want to really spoil too much for the first story arc, but it kind of like sets the status quo for the series moving forward. So I kind of piece it together all at once. I don't like throwing too much at you at once, so you're going to get layered on how things are going. The universe Red Knight lives in has like a system where you have to get a license in order to be a superhero, and it's very difficult. You have to have either a lot of money or be willing to have the government ship you wherever they choose. And Red Knight is a fan of doing either one of those. Well, actually, he doesn't have the money. So, he can't be a private, contractor or anything like that. And he doesn't want the government to just ship him to some, suicide mission or something like that. So that's kind of his case, at least as things begin. He's also a very optimistic person. He grew up being a big fan of superheroes, and he's kind of like learned, their values, and he's very optimistic on that. This might be a bit of a spoiler, but a lot of the superheroes he's grown up being a fan of have kind of been spoiled and kind of ruined and become jaded due to the life of a superhero, which, if you've read anything, bad things can happen. So he is like really excited on the same values he's learned from the people who have kind of forgotten those values. And I am billing him as the last optimistic man in a cynical world. So that's the series, and I can't wait to get moving on this. So like I said, thank you very much for supporting the book. I hope you'll enjoy these issues. If you didn't get a chance to support the Kickstarter, I totally get it. The series will be available very soon after the initial copies are sent to the reward backers, probably within a very short while, maybe a few weeks to at the longest a month. And I'll know more when that will be, the sooner we get to this stuff done. So I think that's it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good night.